If you are given a sum of money to spend for a specific purpose, you achieve accountability when you report back, giving proof of how you have spent the money and returning any portion you didn't spend. That is financial accountability, one of the values which the Office of the Auditor General of Belize aims to foster within the public service. A cadre of Belizeans entrusted with public funds and assets ranging in millions of dollars, collection of taxes, vast acreage of crown lands, health and education systems, among others.
My role as Auditor General is to essentially examine government's accounts to ensure that the executive branch of government utilizes efficiency, effectiveness, and economy in accordance with the appropriation law passed by the National Assembly.
Our job is to audit, that is, to carry out an independent evaluation of the public sector. The Auditor General is responsible for the auditing of 16 government ministries, over 200 departments, 2 city councils, 7 town councils, 283 village councils and rural water boards, and nearly 30 statutory bodies. The Office of the Auditor General remains an independent and impartial institution rooted in these core values: impartiality, professionalism, and respectfulness. The Office of the Auditor General submits its reports to the National Assembly once they are completed. This is in accordance with Section 3 of the Finance and Audit Reform Act 2005. Why the National Assembly? These important national audits provide vital information to the 2 houses of Parliament, the House of Representatives and the Senate, allowing them to address the many challenges facing the ministries and departments. Good governance and improved accountability and transparency are the rewards of swift and effective actions by government to respond to the recommendations laid out in the audit reports. The first step in the audit process is planning. Next, auditors closely examine the relevant accounting records and financial documents. Last comes reporting. Audit reports are public information once tabled in the National Assembly and are available on the web at www.audit.gov.bz. We also produce special audits, such as the special audit on the Carl Huchner Memorial Hospital and the issuance of national lands and leases. The Office of the Auditor General carries out very comprehensive work in order to protect public funds and assets. For instance, we meticulously check to ensure that the national accounts presented to us are complete and accurate, and that they give a true picture of the national financial affairs. We gather evidence to ensure that financial statements are presented properly. Also check the arithmetic to ensure accuracy in the reporting of the numbers. We probe to ascertain whether all transactions that need to be recorded are actually on the books. Our well-trained staff unearths misleading information which should never find its way into our national financial reports. The Office of the Auditor General exercises powers laid out in Section 12 of the Finance and Audit Reform Act. The Auditor General can authorize any public officer to conduct any inquiry or audit and to report on it. The Auditor General can access records, documents, and government property in the care of any public officer.
The Office of the Auditor General provides reasonable assurance to stakeholders that the public funds and assets are accounted for under 4 products: financial audits, performance or value for money audits, compliance audits, and investigating audits.
Financial audits are the routine audits produced yearly to report on how well government uses the assets allocated in the national budget. The Accountant General is required to provide the necessary financial reports to the Auditor General by mid-year, 3 months after the financial year closes on March 31st. The Auditor General then has 90 days to audit the financial statements and give an opinion on whether they represent a true and fair reflection of government's financial position. The completed reports are laid before Parliament for appropriate action. Compliance audits look to see whether activities, operations, or contracts meets requisite laws and regulations. Performance audits determine whether government is getting value for monies spent. Investigative audits are carried out when ministries and departments suspect fraud, theft, or wrongdoing. The Audit Office may also decide on its own to carry out an investigative audit if it sees something suspicious during a routine audit. Belize's audit process meets reputable international standards. The Office of the Auditor General subscribes to the International Standards of Supreme Audit Institution (ISSAI) issued by the International Organization of Supreme Audit Institution (INTOSAI). We take our job very seriously. Failure to conduct proper audits will mean that government records and reports may be riddled with unnecessary errors and, even worse, hide fraudulent activities, misleading government, stakeholders, and the wider public. Citizen participation is vital to what we do at the Office of the Auditor General. Whistleblowers can anonymously provide information to us via our website. As a citizen, you pay taxes, and so you should play a more active role in understanding government's business. Remember that as citizens of Belize, you are the primary drivers and regulators of how well your government handles the public purse.